NYC just announced they're going to spend $25 billion, not million, with MWBEs, right? Which are businesses that are certified as a minority-owned business or a woman-owned business. So what that should indicate to you is that if they are willing to spend $25 billion by 2025, that is their commitment. They're going to spend $25 billion by 2025 with women and minority-owned business owners. What that means is you should be thinking about getting certified, right? You should be thinking about how can you tap in to this $25 billion commitment, right? And paying attention to where business is taking place so that you can potentially be a part, right? A part of that allocation, a part of you getting those coins. What's up, Michael? And this past weekend, I hosted a mini mastermind. It took place on Saturday and Sunday. It was about 5 hours in total. And I literally went over the strategies on how you secure 5- and 6-figure corporate and government contracts. So I broke down the whole game. I talked about getting certified as a minority and woman-owned business. And I just shared with you that New York City just announced that it plans to spend $25 billion, not million, with MWBE firms by 2025. Y'all, that's right around the corner. So what that means is you should be thinking about, how can I do business with New York City, right? And that's just New York City. Every state has its own budget, right? Every state has its own allocation and commitment that they've made to do business. So right now, if you are a woman, if you are a minority, right now, at the government level, local and federal, they are allocating certain budgets to just spend with you. So it's in your best interest to get certified and also understand how to do business at the government level. So that mastermind that I did over this weekend, I did put together a replay because a lot of you were asking me about the replay. So if you go to the link that's pinned here, it's also in my bio. You guys will get the replay of that mastermind where I literally broke down how you can do business with corporate, how you can lock in 5-6-figure contracts, and how you can do business with the government. Because it's different, right? Doing business with the government is a whole nother ballgame than doing business with corporate, right? But if you are getting the certifications, it can also help you at the corporate level, right? Even though it's not a requirement. So I wanted to make this announcement to you guys because I just got the email and was like, what? 25 billion? You guys think I'm joking? Hold on. Let me pull up this email so you can see. So once you get certified, you get on these emails lists where it tells you about all these opportunities. Let me turn this around for you guys. So this is the email that I got for one of the government agencies, right? And this is the agency, New York City Administration for Children's Services. And look, this is what it says right here. What does it say? NYC is committed to awarding $25 billion in contracts to MWBEs by the end of fiscal year 2025. And let me open this up because this will give you an idea of the money that's being spent with MWBEs. Look at these amounts, guys. I want you to look at these amounts. What does that say? 4.1 million. 2.4 million, 600,000, 450,000, 10.7 million. Okay, guys. So when they say they're spending 25 billion, this is what they mean. These are the size of the contracts that they're giving out. And these haven't even been announced yet, the TBD ones, right? And look at the dates, right? These are the dates that this is going to kick off, 2023. So that means right now, while we're in 2022, you should be getting certified and you should be building relationships so that you can take advantage of opportunities that come next year, right? Listen, a lot of you guys try to skip a lot of steps and everybody wants to run before they learn how to crawl. And business is a long-term game. If you're trying to build a real business, not a hobby, you're building a real business, meaning that you are building for scalability. You are building for sustainability. You are building for the long term, right? You are thinking about tomorrow, next week, the month after that, etc., right? That is the focus. That's how you need to move, right? That's called strategic thinking, right? That's called being intentional instead of trying to be gone with the wind fabulous and try to run a business as a hobby, right? A lot of y'all are running your business as a hobby instead of running your business as an official business, okay? And one of the fastest ways for you to scale is through corporate and government contracting. And I just showed you the data of an announcement that just came out for NYC, right? So you should be thinking about this for your own business. And so the replays from the mastermind that I did this weekend literally breaks down the whole play. What's the game? How do you get in front of people? How do you apply for contracts? How do you get certified as an MWBE so that you can actually do business with the government? How do you get in corporate? Even though you've never worked in corporate, you have no relationships in corporate, how do you start doing business with corporate, right? That's what we break down in that mini mastermind. So I have the replays for you. It's over 5 hours of training. You are going to purchase it, right? Because just like everybody who came to that mastermind, they paid to come to that mastermind to get coaching from me live, but you guys get to watch it and you guys will have the same type of data and education that they got, all right? Which is fucking golden. I actually priced it super low. I feel like I should have priced it even higher than that. But I want you guys to get this game. Like, I want you guys to stop playing small and start playing for the big leagues, right? Start thinking about long-term sustainability. Start thinking about long-term sustainability, all right? Steven, if you want to know how to start, the best places for you to get those replays. So the link is right here. Put this link into your browser right now and purchase the replay. Same thing, you guys can go to the link in my bio. It is there. Get the replay. Stop sleeping on yourselves. Like, I literally just showed you that it's real. I'm not just saying this to try to build a business case for you guys to go and buy the replay. Like, I just got this email in my inbox today and I said, you know what? I got to go live with my people and I got to let them know that this is like hot off the presses. Like, this is real. Like, this is real, guys. Like, if you want to really scale up and not think about where your next check is going to be coming from and not always have to think about, you know, how am I going to pay my bills? Like, contracts really provide you with consistent money so that you can actually strategize, right? And plan for expansions and plan to hire people and not be stressed about payroll. And for those of you who are thinking about entrepreneurship, this is also a great replay for you to get, because let me tell you something, all right? Failing to plan is planning to fail. Somebody write that in the chat. Failing to plan is planning to fail. You know, you guys should be planning ahead for your exit, right? Planning for your transition, right? If you're leaving your corporate gig, your 9 to 5, you should be planning for that transition so you don't get got out here, right? And this is how you win. This is how you set yourself up for success instead of you being frustrated and trying to give your job the deuces because you just feel unfulfilled and you're tired and you just don't want to do it anymore. And then you leave and then a month in, you're like, holy shit, what did I do? Right? Because you didn't plan, you didn't strategize, you didn't think logically about, okay, what is it going to take for me to make money? How am I going to strategically make my moves and plan for my exit? So this is a great training for those of you who are still working for somebody else and just want to educate yourself about how to make money. And even if you are still working for somebody else, you can still do money. You can still do business at the corporate and government level. Right? You can still do business at the corporate and government level. So just because you're working for somebody else doesn't mean you can't do business at the corporate and government level. Like, this is something that you can take advantage of while you're still working for somebody else. Right? You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. And a lot of you are procrastinating. You're procrastinating because you're scared and you're unsure and you don't know, and you procrastinate on making a decision. You procrastinate on investing in yourself. You procrastinate on taking the training. Listen, I just got off of a close to 5-hour training, guys, where I was learning about marketing. I was learning about sales. I was learning about TikTok. Like, I'm telling you to do exactly what I do. I'm telling you to do exactly what I do. If every week I'm allocating a certain amount of hours to train up and I'm already an entrepreneur, like, that should tell you that, yo, That should tell you that learning never stops. Learning never stops, ever, as a business owner. Never, 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 never stops, because things are so rapidly changing. And the key is to stay ahead of the change, right? The key is to stay ahead of the game. That's the key. So when I share something with you guys that NYC just announced that it's going to be spending 25 billion, not million, with minority-owned business owners and women-owned business owners, that should indicate to you like, yo, let me hop on this opportunity, right? Let me hop on this opportunity. Let me figure out how I can do business at the corporate level and with government agencies, right? So I did put together the replay from the mastermind that went down this past weekend. I have reviews are on my main feed. If you see the picture of me sitting, I have a yellow jacket. You swipe through that post and you'll see some feedback from students who were there live this past weekend, talking about how good the class was, talking about all the value that they got out of it and how helpful it was to help them think strategically about how they're going to bring in consistent revenue moving forward. So I want you guys to take advantage of this opportunity. Don't sleep. Don't sleep on the opportunity. All right, guys, don't sleep on yourselves. Like, it's winning season. Somebody put in the chat, it's winning season. Put in the chat, it's winning season right now. Write it out. Winning season. Let's go. Winning season. Write it in the chat. Write it. Winning season. Winning. Write it in the chat. Let's go. Winning season. How I got 77 people on this live and not one person is writing winning season. What's going on? What's going on out here? There we go. Gary, it's winning season. Let's go. Let's go. Winning season. Money making season. Right? It's money making season. Money making season. Guys, when I tell you I'm on my shit, I am so on my shit. And everything that I learn, if you've been in my community, everything that I learn, I recycle and I give it back to you. Everything that I learn, I recycle and I give it back to you. Yesterday, I was talking about the game with Amex cards. Like, everything I learned, I recycle it back to you. So if I tell you guys, like, hey, this is an opportunity, check it out. Do your due diligence, but check it out. Like, check it out. Let's go. Get on it. I secured over $150,000. Well, to date, over $300,000 in corporate and government contracting. Like, there's real money out here. And if you're a speaker, you could get booked on a corporate contract, on a government contract. If you're in leadership and development, you can get booked on a corporate or government contract. If you're in coaching, you do fitness, you do yoga, you do wellness. Right now, that's booming right now. Right? Everybody in corporate is dying for some wellness, right? They're dying for an opportunity to tap in. So tap in. Tap in, y'all. 25 billion. When I got that email, I was like, say what? 25 billion by 2025. What? I need to figure out how to get a piece of that pie, right? How will I be a part of that 25 billion allocation? And you have every right to be a part of that allocation, but there's no way that you're going to be able to be a part of that allocation if they don't know who you are, right? If they don't know who you are, there's no way for you to be a part of that allocation. So you have to start planting. You have to start putting the seeds together. You have to apply for the certification. It's super easy. And your certification is specific to whatever state you're in. So it's a super easy Google search. You put in MWBE and your state, and you will see all the programs that come up that you can take advantage of at the state level. All right, guys. So tap into this. Use this as an opportunity. Listen, only 4% of women hit $1 million in revenue. Only 4%. That's very, very tiny. Only 4% of women hit 4 million in revenue. And of that 4%, 54% of their revenue comes from what? Corporate contracts. Comes from corporate contracts, corporate and government contracts. That's how they're able to hit a milli. That's how they're able to hit a milli. That's how they're able to sustain. That's how they're able to scale up. Stop going after these crumbs. Stop going after these crumbs, y'all. You're over here running around. Yeah, do this discovery call. Do this one-on-one coaching session with me. Oh, yeah, I'll come and I'll speak for $500. Like, how are you going to make a living like that? How are you going to make a living like that? How are you going to grow a business like that? How are you going to put yourself on payroll? How are you going to pay for all the software it takes to run your business and automate your business? How are you going to pay for that? Right? How are you going to put food on your table? You can't work like that. You can't work like, what is that analogy? Is it like the mice that's in a bucket where everybody's trying to climb on top of each other or crabs in a bucket. Everybody's trying to, climb over each other in order to get to the next level. And what is everybody doing? Everybody's working harder instead of smarter. Right? Everybody's working harder instead of smarter. So stop working harder instead of smarter, y'all. You're wasting time. You're wasting time. You're wasting time. You're wasting time. And you're going to find yourself in a situation and you're going to be like, damn, I coulda, shoulda, woulda. Right? A year from now, I coulda, shoulda, woulda. Right? And you would have wished you would have hopped onto this replay. You would have wished you would have watched this training. Over 5 hours of training, y'all. 5 hours. And you get a 20-page workbook. Look, this is the workbook. 20-page workbook that you guys get to work through. 20-page workbook that you guys get to work through. Stop sleeping. Stop sleeping. Stop sleeping. The link is there pinned. The link is also in my bio, guys. And like I tell you, every time I get put on game, like I literally got this email today. I've been sharing it in all my Facebook groups. I've been sharing it with everybody because this is huge. This is a lot of money. 25 billion? That's a lot of money. Some of that could be your money. Simply Maxi says, what are the stats on the 4% of women-owned businesses hit 1 million in revenue? Just thought it should be more. So the stat is that 4% of women hit 1 million in revenue. And of that 4%, 56%, let me get the right stat for you because I have it wrong. Yes, 56% of that revenue comes from corporate clients and government clients, aka comes from contracts. So if you want to hit a milli, it's the fastest way for you to get to a milli. And it's also right now one of the top ways and the only ways that women are hitting a million, because only 4% of women are hitting a million. That's crazy. That's super low. That is low. That is low. When last year the stat was over 20, let me see. Let me run this stat so you guys can see how real this shit is, because it is real. How many, and we're sticking to women right now. How many women started businesses in 2021? We'll say 2021, last year. Let's see. The U.S. has 12.3 million woman-owned businesses. 12.3 million. So of that 12.3 million businesses that are owned by women, only 4% of them are bringing in $1 million. That's crazy. And we all know inflation is real. The gas prices are real. Like, everything is going up. All right? Up and it's stuck. Shout out to my girl Cardi. Right? Up and it's stuck. So what are you going to do about it? How are you going to stay in the game? How are you going to stay in the game? right? You got to pay attention to the trends. You got to pay attention to what's happening, what's going on, right? Where is business moving? And listen, corporate contracts and government contracts, they're not going anywhere because they need to do business. They need to bring experts, aka you, in to help them solve their problems, right? And you have the expertise, you have the products to solve their problems, right? To solve their problems. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to become visible so that they can pay you? Are you going to get certified so that they can pay you? A lot of these certification programs are free. They're free. You just got to apply. You just got to apply. And then you got to go after the contracts. That's how it works. Nobody's going to knock on your door and be like, oh, here's $200,000. Have fun. Nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to do that for you. There's no knight in shining armor that's going to come to your door and save you. So if your dream is to build legacy, if your dream is to break generational curses around financial freedom, right? If your dream is not to worry about money, if your dream is to build something that's solid, if your dream is to not have to worry about where your next check is going to come from, and you want to work smarter instead of harder because you're tired. You're tired. Tap in, right? Tap into these contracts. Like learn the game, study, right? Get educated. Because let me tell you, the only thing that separates the poor from the rich are people that are not educated. Like they don't educate, they don't understand. Where's the opportunity? Where's the access? Who do I got to talk to? Where do I got to go? And of those that do understand what happens, they don't apply themselves. They're not proactive. They don't go out and meet people. They don't go to networking events, right? They don't show up at people's storefronts and ask them, hey, how are you doing this? Right? They're not proactive. They're not going out and getting it. And a lot of people are working hard out here, but they're not working smart. You know what I'm saying? Like you can work hard. Working hard does not mean smart. And I don't know about you, but my life goal is to work the least and make the most. Work the least and make the most. Put that in the chat. Work the least and make the most. Hello? That's the dream. That's the dream, baby. And contracting is a really great way for you to do that because contracts are project-based. They're time constraints, right? You negotiate the commitment. You negotiate how much you're going to spend on a project. Are you hearing me on this? Like you negotiate this. So you know what's crazy is I can see here how many people have clicked on that link or visited the website. And I've been on this live for a couple of minutes and nobody has tapped into this. And this is the thing that a lot of coaches, a lot of people who are called to do the work that I do, right? God gave us this gift of teaching. God gave us the gift of motivating, of inspiring. God gave us this gift to just help people transform, right? And help them become the best version of themselves. And it's really difficult for someone who understands that that's their purpose and they're living in their purpose, but it's almost like you gotta like strangle people. You gotta like, to get people to take action and invest in themselves. Right? To get people to make themselves a priority. To get people out of the scarcity mindset, right? The scarcity mindset that holds so many of you back. Y'all, I just dropped close to 3K on going to my girlfriend who's hosting a conference. Almost $3,000. And I was talking to her yesterday and I was like, yo, I'm about to spend $3,000 right now. And what was my immediate follow-up to that? But you know what? God got me. God's about to repay me triple-fold. And today, I made back what I spent yesterday. Because you got to stop operating with a scarcity mindset, y'all. That's the only way you're going to be able to move the needle. Stop being cheap. Stop being cheap with yourself, right? Stop cheating yourself out of opportunity, because when you don't show up, you're just cheating yourself out of opportunity. That's all you're doing. And then a year from now, you're going to be like, oh, you're going to be depressed. You're going to be mad. And you're going to be like, damn, I really played myself. And I'm going to be like, I told you so. I'm not going to feel bad for you. I'm not going to feel bad for you, because I'm going to remember when I was up here preaching and telling you guys about the opportunity, and you chose to avoid it. Like, you chose to just ignore it. You chose to be like, I'm good. Right? I'm good. I'm good. Okay, you good? Okay. Okay. Okay then. Okay then. Like, if you good, I'm good. But you know what's crazy is that I know you're not good. I know you're not good, because there's a lot of people out here that are struggling. A lot of people out here that are struggling with their mindset. A lot of people out here that are trying to figure it out. They're trying to find their way. Excuse me. And they're trying to like make something out of nothing. But they're like a hamster in a wheel. They just keep going in circles, 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 circles. Because they're not focused. They're not moving with intention. Right? They're not moving with intention. So, I mean, at some point, I always say, guys, this is one of my favorite models, that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. Right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. You know what I'm saying? Mia said she feels so attacked right now. I'm not trying to attack you. I'm just trying to keep it real with y'all, yo. Because a lot of you guys, you spending way too much time on the gram. You're spending way too much time trying to figure shit out by yourself. You're going to Google University, you know, and you think you can do it all on your own. And then you end up paying for it in the long run. Oh, I saw this quote yesterday and it was so powerful. And it was, as soon as you choose to not invest in yourself, you're already paying for it. That shit was like, what? As soon as you choose not to invest in yourself, you're already paying for it. So essentially what that means is that when you decide, you know what, this is not worth it, I'm good, or you procrastinate on an opportunity to invest in yourself, you already paid for it, in the sense that you're missing out on time, or you end up paying for it in money later, because you end up having to pay triple because now you're in a stump. That's like a lot of you with taxes. That's like the best analogy I can give. A lot of y'all wait years to file your taxes or do dumb shit and don't keep your books straight. And then you end up having to pay triple for somebody to look through your books or go through your personal finances to make you whole because you got audited, when you could have saved yourself a whole lot of time if you just hired an accountant to look over your books, or if you just paid attention, right, to your taxes. So that's why I loved that saying. When I saw it, I was like, wow, that's really powerful. When you forego an opportunity to invest in yourself, you already start paying for it. That hit home for me. I was like, ooh, I gotta use that one. That was a good one. So anyway, guys, I'm going to show you to this one more time because I know we got some new folks in the house. So I got this email today from one of the agencies in New York City. And this is what they told me. This is, you know what? Let me pull up this date so you guys know it's real. 3/15, today's date. You think I'm joking, guys? When I learn something, I bring it right to the community, right? I bring it right to the community because I want you guys to be put on game. I want us all out here to be making money. Look at this. NYC is committed to awarding $25 billion in contracts to MWBEs by the end of fiscal year 2025, y'all. 2025. And then they attached this, which gave a breakdown of some contract opportunities. I want you to look at these numbers. 4.1, 2.4, 600,000, 450,000. This one down here is 10.7 million. So listen, there's opportunity out here. There's opportunity for you to do business with the government. And this is just New York City. Every state has their own budget. But you know, our boy Biden, say what you want to say about our boy Biden. I love you back, Dream. Say what you want to say about our boy Biden. But he has forced federal agencies to spend a certain amount of money with women and minority-owned businesses. That's at the federal level and the state level and the city level. I just told you New York City. So there's a whole nother budget for New York State, right? Same thing, like let's say you're in Atlanta. They have their own budget in Atlanta, and then Georgia, the state, has its own budget, right? Of how much they're going to spend with MWB. So if you missed the mastermind this weekend, I am offering the replays for you. You can purchase them at the link that's down below. Tap in, get into it. It's over 5 hours of training. You get a workbook, a 20-page workbook that you guys get to work through to help you stay accountable. There's prompts in there, exercises in there, and it would be as if you were just there with us this weekend. All right. And I break down everything. I break down how to do business with corporate, how to position your offer, how to package your offer, how to sell yourself, right? What are the words you use? How do you reach out to people in email? What is the copy you use for those emails? I go over how to get certified, right? Where do you search for information? Where do you find out about contracts? We talked a lot about mindset. That's actually how we started the mastermind. We started the mastermind. I had them talk about their limiting beliefs because a lot of folks have limiting beliefs around money and it holds them back. So when they hear something like 25 billion, right? New York City is going to spend 25 billion. They can't even fathom that number, right? They can't even digest like, holy shit, can that be possible for me? Can it be possible for me to get a part of that $25 billion budget? Is that possible for me? The link doesn't work. Go to the link in my bio. It's right there. It works. I just clicked on it. It might be because I put the DTL capitalized. Oopsie. But it is there in the link in my bio on Instagram, and it's working because I just did it. It's one of the first links. So it is there. I think it's because I capitalized the DTL. So if you capitalize the DTL, it'd be playing games. But it's the first tab. It's the first tab when you click on my Instagram bio. What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, so we talked a lot about mindset and the limiting beliefs because a lot of you are scared to go after these contracts because you have a limited mindset when it comes to money, right? Maybe it was because the way you were raised and you can't even fathom somebody paying you $100,000 for something that's going to take you 2 months, right? It's hard for you to digest that and think about that being an actual possibility for you because you're not used to making that much money. Right? You're not used to making that much money. So it's kind of like me, I'm going to make that much money. So we talk a lot about mindset and you'll get that in the replays because it's so important for you guys to understand that there's limiting beliefs that you need to identify and uncover if you're ever going to move outside of a scarcity mindset and go after big money. You know, the theme for the mastermind was secure the big bag. And when you're going after the big bag, it's a different ball game. It's a different terminology. It's a different vernacular. It's a different swag. It's a different level of confidence, right? It's a different level. It's an evolvement, right? And part of that evolvement is letting go of the baggage and letting go of the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. So we start the mastermind there. We talk about limiting beliefs, right? And we go through an exercise related to those limiting beliefs because that's the first step. If you're blocking yourself and you're blocking the opportunities for you to make and secure the big bag, you're never going to be able to hit that $1 million in revenue. You're never going to be able to really scale up and build sustainability. And it will mostly be because you stand in your own way, right? You stand in your own way because of these limiting beliefs. And a lot of you are not self-aware that you even have these limiting beliefs. Then some of you are, because it comes up when you're looking at an expensive restaurant. You're like, oh no, that's too expensive. I can't eat there. Or a girlfriend sends you an opportunity to go on a trip and you're like, oh no, that's too expensive. I can't afford it. Right? Or you want to buy something and you're like, oh no, like I can't. Right? Like I can't even be associated with this right now. It's not even in my bracket right now. Right? And you're basically conditioning yourself to believe that you're not worth it. And you're conditioning yourself to believe that you can't do this, right? This ain't for you, it's for them, right? This ain't for you, it's for them, right? And as a result, you end up losing, right? You end up losing because you're standing in your own way. I coach a lot of women, and I'm talking about kick-ass women who are doing the damn thing, and you will be surprised. There's so many insecurities there. There's so many insecurities there that prevent them from really reaching their highest potential. It's like they're hitting a ceiling. They're constantly hitting a ceiling, right? Because they're not doing the breakthrough. They're not doing what they need to do to break through. And they're standing in their own way, or they're procrastinating and they're taking so long to make a decision. Like, you got to make your decisions. Like, don't overthink. Do. Don't overthink. Do. You will learn. If you make mistakes, you're going to learn. That's a win, right? That's a win. But don't take your time to decide. Like, decide. Go. Let's go. We don't got time to waste, right? Make the decision and tap in. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Then you try something else. But if you spend all your time, trying to decide, spending all your time overthinking, but well, maybe not. Well, I don't know, but what if this, what if that? And you create all these scenarios in your head, you're going to drive yourself crazy and you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to get discouraged. And then that's it. It's game over. Anyway, that's my TED Talk. I got to go, guys. I actually have a business meeting I have to head to. But listen, go to the link in my bio. It is the first tab. Get the replay. There's over 5 hours of training there. I will teach you how to do business, how to sell yourself to corporate and government agencies, how to get certified, how to get your mind right so you can go after these contracts, 5 and 6 figure contracts. Like, let's go. It's money season. It is go time. You can do this. You can do this. Once you learn the formula, you Gucci. Once you learn the formula and you execute the formula, you will win. But you have to do it. Right? And the first step is getting the education. So get the education. Go to the link in my bio, click on that first tab, tap in, get the 5 hours of training, get the workbook, and then let me know so we can, sky's the limit, baby. All right, guys? I'll see you later.